Hello everyone, my name is Amos Nimos, and I just made this cool piece of software inspired by code I found online. So I haven't made everything by myself, but I just had to modify it to fit my system and the need that I had. And it's called Bat Down because I'm not original at coming up with good name. And you can give it the U argument so that it will update your wallpaper. Otherwise, yeah, it won't. So if I enter that, nothing happened. Why? Because I think it just downloaded the same wallpaper. But what it's supposed to do, it's supposed to download a random wallpaper amongst the 20 best wallpaper of the month from r/wallpaper. So a lot of people on Linux do this, by the way. There you go. I got a different wallpaper this time. It's very cool. It's very cool looking, and that's also why I made my terminal transparent so that you can see it better through the terminal. And I think a program like that, you could have it execute each time you boot the computer, but sometimes I like to keep these wallpaper a little bit longer, so I haven't put this comment inside of my .profile file. But yeah, I mean, who doesn't do that on Linux? You're using Linux, of course you're gonna have like a wallpaper setter, and you of course gonna want cool nice wallpaper from a repository of wallpaper, and you got like this Reddit page, r/wallpaper, which contain this sort of things. So yeah, and I'm gonna show you the code actually. Why not? My bin, and it's bat down, background downloader. Background, I'm looking for a better name, but maybe that's not the right time. Only, uh, it could have been like weekly, but it's monthly. So, whoa, and I'm not sure about the N, what it could stand for, and the A. So background, a downloader only, world, uh, note. Now new. Oh, only world new. Only I'm just a W, man. Background a downloader only with new. Um, yeah, right, new. Web new. I'm not sure. We get maybe we get new. Only we get new. Yeah, no, that's not a good naming. If you have suggestion, please tell me in the comments section. I need a better naming for that program. And I do like recursive naming, but I don't use it a lot. But yeah, background a downloader only widget view, because I'm using widget, I think, to download it, if I remember correctly. That's the code, by the way. So this is the part that if you give it like the u argument as a first argument, it will just like use feh to set your wallpaper to the default wallpaper. And the default wallpaper, I think, is always going to be JPEG. So I don't even know why I take the time to no, it's not always going to be JPEG. As long as like the file from Reddit is a JPEG, it's gonna be JPEG. But I think it's always JPEG. I would need to confirm that, but so far I think it is. But this is a better way to do it, because like you take the same extension as the file, but you rename it to wall default, and then you set wall default no matter the extension. So that's very robust way of doing this in Bash. And yeah, you get all this stuff. Some of it I don't use, like some of it kind of do nothing, and you get like this: if the cache file doesn't exist, we create it. And I think that's to avoid getting twice the same wallpaper, which we saw does not work. Curl user agent API URL. So I think no, that's for the API URL, so that you don't have to set the API each time, which would take probably a little bit longer to do. So I don't know how that works. I just told that online. Exit on error. Set E. And there's also like set X. If you don't know what this does, like set X will give you some debug information. So you should set X in your program until they are complete. I never did it. I know how that worked to use setx, but I never did it. So my bash script I always debug the hard way. So yeah, I got like multiple APIs right here. So this one takes from the day, from the month, and the 20 best. But I think I could modify this API just a little bit, because like the best 20, it's not a lot, and in the month, can I get like in the week like this with two E, not an A, and yeah, maybe like not 100, not 10, 30, but why not like 50, 50, 40. 40 sounds good. Yeah, you got like 10, 20, and 40. Yeah, that's good. And let's try it, see if I broke something. Yeah, it doesn't look like I broke something. We got a nice wallpaper, which is the goal of this program. Yeah, and it has like a signature at the bottom. And yeah, that's the end of this video. You can like if you liked this content. If you have suggestion for content that you would like to see on this channel, please feel free to tell me in the comment section below. You can ring the bell if you want to be updated on future videos. And I need to explain to you how YouTube works. Of course, I know you already know how YouTube works, but people, each video, they're not thinking about that. They're not thinking about, oh yeah, I should subscribe, I should ring the bell, I should like, I should leave a comment. But if you tell them, if I tell you, maybe you will think about it more. Like personally, sometimes like I watch a video and I don't think about it, and the guy is like, "Hey, if you could leave a comment or like if you liked, enjoyed the video," and often I do, because yeah, I did enjoy the video. And yeah, I'm not the most visually entertaining YouTuber, so that's why I got like this program that I made, gift show, for when I have nothing to show. I'm like, okay, yeah, here's gifts. Just look at the gifts. Oh my god, there's so like there's visual. Yeah, yeah, visual. Personally, I think that there would be a need for YouTube that is audio only. But the problem is that once in a while, I want to show you something visual. So in my video, there's like a 5% which is visual when I show you code, and if you don't have a good resolution, you probably see nothing of the code, and it's probably hard to figure out what's going on. But yeah, if you got a good resolution, it's nice to see the code, and I do get that when people like they ask me, oh, I want to get the source code of your thing, and I'm like, well, it wasn't the video, I literally showed it to you, but I get it that maybe you don't have like the best resolution. um, and yeah, I don't have a solution for that. I'm not gonna put every code I make online. I already discussed that, like it's been a running gag at this point. And also, I don't know what makes some of my video popular. Like this video could have been about like what is the best programming language, because I tried to record that earlier, but I decided to focus on the wallpaper setter, and I did that instead. Yeah, and I'm not sure if I already showed you like my settings that I have here that I made myself, and you can change the font for like the terminal, everything. This changed the font for everything manually editing the config file. You get the alpha, which changed the alpha of the terminal. You got borders, which it's at like the thickness of the Windows border, which currently is perfect. So I never changed that because I like the current thickness of the Windows borders. And I get like the gap. If I want to see my wallpaper a little bit better, I could maybe write like 120. There you go, that's totally usable. No, seriously, I realized what was the purpose of gap, and if you still don't know, I'm gonna enlighten you on that. Why do people use these useless gap? Is it just to see their wallpaper? Yeah, in most cases, I would say yes. That's probably why people use gaps. But the main reason is that on a computer screen, you want the information like you look at the center of the screen. So your focus is at the center. It's not at the corner. You shouldn't be looking at the corner of the screen to get the main information that you want to access. And for example, the terminal, it often put like the information at the bottom corner or at the top corner, so in the corners of the screen, and you don't want that. You want like all the relevant information to be focused at the center. So by giving padding this gap between the border of the screen and each windows, and I mean, you could ideally, if they didn't have if they had the option to not have gap between individual windows but just between like the border of the screen, that would be a nice feature. Like if somebody can code that for BSPWM, the option to remove the gap between windows, but keep the gap between the screen border, like that would be freaking practical, because you don't really need that gap right here. But it's nice because it makes the window be like square almost. Not really, because my screen isn't like a perfect multiple of, I don't know, but because of the aspect ratio. Yeah, the aspect ratio of my screen isn't a square, so it's probably not going to result in individual squares anyway. But yeah, it would be nice not to have this gap right here. Like if I open window and they were like all conglomerate together, and still have this gap on the border, would be nice. I do really like some of those gifs. Like the loading one is great, and this one not really. It's just like noise. Not really. It's like characters, ASCII characters, but you probably just see noise on YouTube anyway, so who cares? Yeah, that's the end of the video. Once again, bye bye. Thank you for watching, and see you later in another crazy video.